Today on The Upgrade, what exactly is this? Just an update to the old update or an updated update with upgrades? Plus, from our customer command center, Kate with Q&A, and what's all the fuss about September the 10th? I'll reveal not quite all. Today on The Upgrade. Well, hello and welcome to the very first The Upgrade. And it is the first one. We've done weekly updates, over 130 of them over the last couple of years, but this is the first time we've done The Upgrade. I'm very nervous because it's the first time. I'm bound to make mistakes, so stick there and be ready for the first mistake when it happens. And in fact, we've tripped up the first time just 2 minutes before starting here, when it turned out that the notes that I have here, we were hoping to have them up on the, we have one of the, I think it's called a teleprompter, the angled bit of glass there. We weren't able to get it up there, so if you'll forgive me, I'm going to be looking down at my notes here to make sure that I cover the ground. Before we start, see, I'm looking down at my notes already. Before we start, September the 10th at 4 p.m. I mentioned it in the last email, and in the email that you probably received to get you here. We are doing a critical presentation on that day. I'll tell you more about it in a few minutes, but please click on the link that we've given you in the email and probably down below here somewhere in the notes, and get it into your calendar. You are going to want to be there on September the 10th, 4 p.m. Add that to your calendar. All right, so what is the upgrade all about? Well, if you have your own business, if you want your own business, if you're thinking about running your own business, if you love great design and great products, and if you feel curious about how really hard projects get done, then this is for you. We've taken what used to be the weekly update and given it a little bit of an upgrade. And our goal is that just by watching, you get a bit of an upgrade for yourself, either in terms of an appreciation of perhaps some of the products, because we're all surrounded. We're very fortunate here in the West. We're surrounded by products. You go to Target, products everywhere. But to get a deeper understanding of what goes into making them, which I think is always fascinating. But also, as we start to explain to you some of how we're working to build an upgraded business and an upgraded way of doing business, I hope that that's going to give you kind of a lift, maybe an upgrade as well. So we're upgrading our updates and calling it The Upgrade, which means that I get to say awkward sentences like welcome to the very first The Upgrade. And I'll work out when and when not to say the. Our goal is to do it every week, at least until September the 10th, because between now and then I want to make sure that you get a really good picture, an enhanced picture of who we are and what we're doing. And the reason that we wanted to set that date of September the 10th and to do this between now and then is that it's no secret that this has taken a very long time to get these products ready. But the graph is just starting to move at the moment, as I'll explain in a second. We felt that at this critical time, it was all the more important to be in regular contact, to be taking your questions, to be answering them, and to give you kind of an enhanced picture of what's going on at MAGFAST and really communicate better with you as we move into this new phase. So the company has this absolute, always has, but an intensified focus on getting these products to you while still getting them right. And it's a point that I've made many times before, and I will always continue to make. There's already too many chargers in the world. The only point in doing this is if they are really, really superb. The reason we chose the name The Upgrade is because really that's sort of the heart and soul. I mean, my whole life, I've always been trying to kind of improve things. True, insane story. When I was a kid, I had a bedroom at home, and I always dreamt of having a cinema. I wanted to convert it into a cinema. And one day I was raised by my mother and grandmother. My mother and grandmother came home, and I had taken a hammer. What's those hammers that you use on a brick? You know, the one with the sharp end? And I had broken a hole this big in the wall. It was a brick wall. I'd broken a hole this big in the wall of my bedroom, and put a couple of pieces of glass over it for a projection hole, so that I could have so that my bedroom was not only a cinema, it was a cinema with a proper projection hole through the glass. So I've always been about trying to to improve and upgrade things and do them in a kind of an amazing and different way. The dictionary says that upgrade is a transitive verb. And if I had studied harder at school instead of doing crazy things like knocking a hole in my bedroom wall, I'd be able to tell you what a transitive verb is. But here are the definitions. To raise or improve, you see, raise or improve the grade of one's livestock by use of purebred sires. Okay, so that's not exactly what we're doing, but there are other definitions as well. To advance to a higher level of skill, especially as part of a training program. One of our goals for this is to teach you some of what we're doing in MAGFAST, some of the mistakes that we're making, some of the trials and tribulations that we've had, how we've overcome them, and also some of the things that we believe that we're doing really well in case you can benefit from that. The dictionary also says to raise the quality of something, no great surprise there. And I thought this was interesting, to extend the usefulness of something, such as a device. And if you're one of the folks who's been with us for a while, you've seen me this, where I've ordered some crowdfunded product, waited forever, arrived the thing, unpacked it, and it was immediately disappointing, and you use it for a day and then it just gets shelved, becomes part of just the junk around your house. An intense goal of ours is that years after you receive your MAGFAST stuff, you're still going to be using it every day and you'll be delighted with it. And those of you who know about my original invention from 2013, I still hear to this day about people say, yes, I love it, I use it every day, I use it every day. That the one phrase comes up over and over again. I use it every day. So MAGFAST is all about making things better, upgraded, the products, premium quality and features and benefits, the business itself, investing in the future. What does the future of business look like, especially in the new world? We were virtual anyway. That put us in really good stead, and we've been blessed to be relatively unaffected. In terms of timing, it's become extended, but in terms of our operations and so on, and keeping the team together and pre-sales and so on, we've been very fortunate that that's been maintained even as COVID got started and has been so devastating, not just in terms of the folks who've lost their lives, but the hundreds or thousands of times more people who've had really terrible impacts because of social distancing and so on. And MAGFAST, we want to kind of say upgrade the quality of your life and life in general. We're planting the trees, of course, and we recently surpassed 250,000 trees, which is much of the area of Manhattan in New York. It's a start. It's a start that makes a little difference to the quality of life. We also want this to be a conversation. We want to get your feedback. We want to get your questions. If you think that you'd like to see yourself in the upgrade, you can even get in touch with us. I'll tell you in a minute. But we're actually going to do one or two interviews with you, with the good people who are supporting us, who are the kind of wind at our backs, and we want to get out. We want to get onto Zoom probably and chat with one or two folks. Let us know if you'd be interested in chatting with us about it and giving us your perspective on life, the universe, and everything, and MAGFAST. So we're going to do some bit of a Q&A with you, and joining us now from customer service, one of our top customer service agents. Here she is, one of our top customer service wizards is Katie.
Thanks, Seymour. Hi, everyone. Welcome to our first new upgrade. I'm very excited about this. So what I'll do each week is I will bring a handful of questions to Seymour that we get in customer service a lot. So remember that you can also send in your questions and we will try and answer them. Today I have pulled together a few questions related to this week's topic that Seymour will be talking about. And I'm very excited. Okay, let's get started.
Yes, let's get started. And before we do, I just got to give a shout out, not just to Kate, but to the whole of the team in customer service. They're just completely awesome.
Thanks, Seymour. So our first question is from Tracy. Hi, Tracy. And this question is probably the one that we get most in customer service. And her question is, hello, my mom and I both ordered products after watching a video. This is my mom's first experience with crowdfunding, and she is bugging me about a shipping date.
All right, so talk about shipping, and what else you got, Katie?
Okay, so we get a lot of questions about wireless charging and magnetic charging, and our next question is an example of the type of question we get regarding that. And this is from Ken. Hi, Ken. Does a cell phone in a case work with the MAGFAST Air?
All right, so Ken and cases and charging with air.
We also get regular questions about investment, and here is Emmanuel's question about that. Hi, Emmanuel. He says, I want to know if I can invest in your company and how much is the minimum investment?
Super. Now, the good news is that for 3 products, for MAGFAST Life, the one you want with you every day, for MAGFAST Extreme, and I haven't got one of the samples here, but for MAGFAST Extreme, which is now, as you know, long and elegant like this, here it is, with room for 3 wireless charging ports on top, plus it'll jumpstart your car. So for Life, the one you want with you every day, Extreme, this crazy long one, and for Air, we hope to be approving final prototypes at the end of July. They're being made at the moment. We have approved the computer models for the prototypes to be made. They're being made very slowly and carefully. At the moment, we hope to approve them at the end of July, then tooling can start, and then it flows as I've just described. And it flows from there. What we figured out is one of the things that has been a challenge ever since we started doing this is to convey, is to inform you better about all of the moving parts to do with getting to shipping. So we're actually going to put up a page on the website at magfast.com that is dedicated to showing you the exact status of each of the products, because they're each running on their own timeline. I just mentioned 3 that are kind of roughly on the same track at the moment, but Wall, and Time, and Road. They're following a few weeks later, and they're on their own timeline with their own challenges. The Time has to meet all of Apple's requirements. They can already have and can add delays to the process. Road has this crazy thing where with the flashlight in the tip that requires its own special engineering. Cheap flashlights are easy to make. Quality ones are much harder than you would think. So we're going to have this page, magfast.com/status. There's no need to go there now. Don't go there now because there's the page. It's just a page saying coming soon, basically. But there. From the end of this month, from the 2nd of July, we will have the status of every single product, including a couple of surprises there. So we'll have that out, as I say, by the 2nd of July. And from there, you can follow the progress of the products individually as we go full tilt towards getting the best products we possibly can, that anybody can, in your hands as soon as we can. It's still really complicated. There's still significant logistics to sort out. As a company, there's all kinds of other challenges. We've got the backlog of pre-orders to handle, many things to manage. But in this upgrade, the upgrade, we plan to take you to the factory if we can. If we can get mobile and out and about by then, we want to get cameras inside the factory so you can actually see how these beautiful things are made. We're certainly going to take you inside the business as we explain a lot about how we put the whole thing together. Again, very much intended to be fascinating for you, whether or not you're in business, and really helpful to you if you are or you would like to be. You're going to meet the team. You met Katie just now, but we're going to have you meet more members of the team and just generally be as transparent as we can without giving the state secrets away to our competitors, so that you get a really good feeling about being involved with MAGFAST. So thank you for sticking with us. This is going to be a lot of fun, and hopefully this show, this program, this weekly, the upgrade is going to be a contribution to the amount of fun and reward that you get for being with us on the journey. All right, the other questions. There were 2 others from Katie just now. There was Ken's question about cases and charging. And the other one I think was about investing in MAGFAST. All right, so let's do Ken's one first. Yes, so Ken asked, can you charge, he actually technically said, can you charge on Air with the case on your phone? And the answer is yes, absolutely. Everything that we're doing is to the Qi specifications, meets or exceeds Qi specifications, Qi certified. So as long as your phone and your case are Qi certified, they will work with it as well. More broadly, of course, the whole of the MAGFAST system is designed to be wireless. If you put one of the tips on the top of Wall, then you adjust the height of it and you pop your phone right on with the case still in place, a thin case, a thicker case, or no case at all. And all members of the family snap to charge, right? You can take any two members. I just picked two up randomly here. Here's life, here's air, and ka-chung, right? They snap together magnetically, ka-chung, like that. Snap to charge. Nobody else has it. It's fantastic, has this fantastic feeling. Getting the magnets right is one of the things that's taken a while. This beautiful snap to charge feeling, and the second you do, the charge starts to flow from the one to the other. And we'll talk more about how that works in the weeks ahead. But really, really proud of the MAGFAST connection and snap to charge. The other thing I was going to mention, just to do with that, the question of air, we just completed a really beautiful animation of this. Only in the animation we didn't put cases on the phones. I showed it to a couple of people and they were like, but does it charge with a case on your phone? So we're actually going to redo a couple of the shots in the animation to have the cases. I will show you that animation next week. I think you'll find it really fascinating, and I hope you'll feel really proud for being part of it when you see it. When you see it. The other question, I think Katie said from Emmanuel, although it is one that we get in. Thank you very much, Emmanuel, but it's one that we get in all the time. Is about can you invest in MAGFAST? And the answer is complicated, and not because of us, but because of the SEC, the Securities and Exchange Commission. This is the Feds. You don't mess with the Feds. Let me give you a little bit of background to it. There is a Securities Act from 1933. So what is that? That's coming up on 88 years ago. Because there was the Great Depression, the huge crash back then. And all these regulations were brought in to stop people losing, regular folks like you and me, losing their savings in some sort of investment operation. What that has actually meant since then is that basically only the upper few percent, maybe a bit more than the 1%, but certainly no more than the 5%, have actually been allowed, small companies have only been allowed to talk to folks with a lot of money or income about investment. It hasn't even been possible for regular folks to invest in regular businesses. The Jobs Act, which came in under the Obama administration, brought in some legislation that allowed for some changes to that, some exceptions to that with various protections in place. It was implemented a few years ago, and there's two things. One's called Regulation CF, Reg CF, it's typically called, and Reg A+, and those are both ways that would allow you to invest in your favorite small business. We're investigating those at the moment, and if it becomes possible at the time and place, we will announce it. The SEC has all kinds of rules about when you can announce it as well. So you can't. The rules themselves are incredibly complicated. But I have told you as much as I can for the moment. But I promise you, we are investigating it, and we are very much in favour of it because we think there's a chance that that MAGFAST is really going to explode, and we'd love to have you on the journey with us. All right. Okay, and finally this week I promised to explain a little bit more about September the 10th. It's going to be September the 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern. So what is that? 1 p.m. Pacific, I guess. Central, 3 p.m. Mountain, 2 p.m. All right. You want to be there if you love entertainment. Do you love the Netflix? Do you love movies? Do you love music? You love any of those things? You want to be there? We have something amazing for you. If you can't wait to travel again, many of us can't wait to get back out and about, whether for business or for pleasure. If you can't wait to get back out again when you can, you've got to be there on September the 10th, 4 p.m. Eastern, because we have something that is going to blow your mind. And if you just love being involved with MAGFAST, please, September the 10th at 4 p.m., because we are going to share the future with you at that time. All right. It's going to be a doozy, and there will be prizes and all kinds of fun things just for showing up. So please put it in your calendar now. I think we've given you, as I said, below here, and certainly in the email, we're giving you links and stuff to make it easy to add to your iCal or to your Outlook or whatever. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much for being a part of MAGFAST. We're moving to we're upgrading to an exciting new level here. We're going to have the new status page very, very shortly that explains in detail exactly what's going on with every one of the products. And please get in touch with us if you would like to be on the show. Please get in touch with us with your questions. We're going to answer as many of them as we can. And that, I think, is it. I'm going to sign off. Katie, do you want to sign off now?
Thank you, Seymour. Thank you, everyone. I'll see you next week.
Awesome, Katie. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for joining us this week for the upgrade. We'll see you next week.